Harry Reasoner, Barbara Walters, bring you the news.
Good evening. Gerald Ford and Jimmy Carter met today for the first time since their final pre-election debate. There were handshakes and smiles and a tour of the presidential offices. We'll have a full report. Barbara?
And we'll also hear tonight from Mary Louise Smith about why she quit a job as chairman of the Republican National Committee. On this 13th anniversary of the assassination of President Kennedy, there are quiet family remembrances and persistent questions about the facts of that murder. And that our newsmaker interview is with Richard Sprague, whose job it is heading a new congressional committee to get the answers to those questions about that murder. Harry?
Jimmy Carter was up at 6 o'clock this morning in Washington getting ready for a busy day of briefings by members of the Ford cabinet and by the president himself. Mr. Carter spent most of the morning at Blair House, the VIP guest quarters near the White House, and later went to the White House itself. Mrs. Carter was also busy looking over the public school that Amy Carter may go to, and also taking a look at the living quarters in the White House. We'll have more on all this from Washington. First, Tom Jarrell.
But I have a little note about Mrs. Carter, who arranged to fly back to Georgia tonight to start packing for the move to Washington. Well, that's in January. She better start now. She also said she'll be taking along several albums of photographs of White House rooms given to her by Mrs. Ford so that she can study them at her leisure. Redecorating time.
Amanda makes a refrigerator with freezer where you want it. Freezer on the bottom, freezer on the side. Ice and water with freezers on the side, or the special advantage of the freezer on the top. Inside, they all have the amount of refrigerator within a refrigerator that keeps meat fresher longer because super cold air surrounds the outside. Store more doors and independent temperature controls. Amana refrigerators with a freezer where you want it, bottom, side, or top.
Now that you've had a drink, oh, what a time to think.
Wow, I could have had a V8.
With just one sip to go, that's the wrong time to know.
Wow, I could have had a V8.
V8 Cocktail Vegetable Juice is a healthful blend of 8 garden vegetables that taste terrific and is naturally low in calories. But remember, the time to think of having a V8 is before you've had something else.
Wow, I could have had a V8.
We believe we can now begin our reports on the Carter family's day in Washington. First, ABC's Ann Compton.
The focus of power in Washington is the White House, but the focus of attention has shifted across Pennsylvania Avenue to Blair House, the diplomatic guest quarters where Jimmy Carter began receiving emissaries from the lame duck Ford administration. James Lynn, budget director, who knows the $400 billion Ford budget now being completed will inevitably be reshaped by Democratic priorities. Donald Rumsfeld, defense secretary, who would not say whether he warned against cuts in his Pentagon budget.
I answered, I think, his questions and indicated the policy of President Ford and certainly mine and the Pentagon that we want to cooperate fully and try to have the smoothest transition in history and hopefully conduct ourselves in a way that we would want others to be conducting themselves were we coming in instead of going out.
William Simon, Treasurer.